done and out. So welcome everybody. I don't know how to say, even though I've been here for years. So.
Down here, you're kind of rowdy.
So, do I just start and then turn the time over to you?
Yeah, because I'm the first guy.
Okay, Steve, take it away.
Well, welcome to, this is kind of our first 2022 planning session for Summerfest. Our last meeting, of course, we kind of recapped what happened in 2021. We do have a new committee member, well, it's kind of two new committee members, but
I'm the three.
who am I missing?
The new one
Heidi?
to take the name, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Andy. Andy's just been volunteering with us for years, so it didn't even feel like that.
Okay, hi guys. It's
Yes.
official now.
Andy's official now. Yep. So, and then, well, yeah, definitely Lorraine, our council member for this too. So, anyways, I wanted to have a chance to just kind of go around and do some introductions. We'll start with Heidi, right? Haley.
It's
Sorry.
shaped like Heidi.
Okay.
So I called that a lot.
Haley and Vanessa and Andy to introduce yourselves first, and then we'll go around and introduce our everybody else as well. So Haley, let's start with you.
Yeah, so I'm Haley Barlow. I'll stand up. So I'm the new employer and community relations manager for Timpanogos. So I'll be kind of filling in Nate's spot this year. So I'll be your contact, but just remember all complaints can still go to him because he's my boss. But excited to join.
And I'll still be here in the background, if you need and happy to jump in and help. But Haley, she's the upgrade. I was telling him, look at Pete, she's the upgrade, so you're smart.
I anticipate a text from Nate every summer when they say, "What's for dinner?" Cool. Nice to have you.
Thank you.
Vanessa.
Vanessa Sewell. I've got 3 little ones, and I'm going to be helping out with the parade. So whoever Liz is, I'm here to help. Former band director and band nurse, so very familiar with parades and happy to help with that. Again, I've got little ones, so happy to help there too. And, just excited to help out. We really enjoyed all the festivities this last year and was glad to see it was up and running again. And yeah, my kids are excited. I told them, I got a meeting tonight about the parade we went to with all the candy, and they were like, I remember all the candy. So they're super excited.
Yeah. So Vanessa, she mentioned one of the things we kind of talked about and changed up this year was, remember Catherine Whitaker, who was on it, is no longer on it. She used to oversee the pool party. And really the pool party, there just really wasn't much to it. It was just, so what we did instead was take that position and made kind of a parade co-chair and work with Liz, learn how to make an easy transition. And that is probably
Pool
one
party
of the
parade.
biggest things. So,
The one at Sarah, or you're not?
so the pool party, we'll actually just, because there literally wasn't anything to it.
Mhm.
So we'll take that away from the commission.
Coordinate the lead.
Yeah.
That was nice with it.
It was big.
Yeah.
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 And then, so we took that assignment, made it a co-chair to work with Liz on the parade, and give an extra hand and learn how it works and kind of transition to chairing the parade.
Yeah.
So,
Can be
anyway.
quite involved. Cool.
Yeah. So that's how it works. Anyway.
My name's Annie. I'm Liz's little sister, in case you guys didn't know. And I actually helped her with the parade last year, so that was exciting. And
Voluntold a lot, huh?
voluntold, yes, that's usually my second title, voluntold. So yeah, I am over the children's crafts this year, and I'm really excited to actually be an official person instead of just a voluntold.
Yep. You can tell people what to do.
What was that?
You can tell people what to do.
I do that every day.
And we said, Liz, Annie's coming on, do you want her to be your co-chair? She said, no way. So, but Vanessa actually had specific interest in the parade. Like, that was kind of the part she
I know.
gravitated towards. So this is
I don't know why.
So let's just then continue around. We'll have you introduce yourself. Liz will go around the table to Kenna and then back to Tim and around. And then back to you.
Okay, so my name is Liz, and I'm over the parade, and this is my second go-round, so I've already done my 3 years, so this is my next 3 here. And we did move to Florida, so we're still in Orem and super happy to be here.
We're happy to move.
Deputy Ray, I'm city council. I'm over this until the end of December, and then most likely, since I'm not going to be half in Summerfest next year, they take with us and someone else. But I'll be here until Monday and Tuesday before, and then I file on Wednesday. So love to help, love to. What's the pool party?
Usually Wednesday.
Tuesday.
Oh, it's a car show.
Tuesday.
I'll volunteer to get out there. I'll be on
There you go.
But it's super fun. My husband and I used to do the parade for many years, and just like, we can't thank you enough. This is one of the things that makes us Family City USA. It's quality of life issue, and I lobby long and hard for money, time, and whatever you guys need, even if I'm not assigned next year.
I'm Ashley Mann. I'm over boutiques. And I've been here 5-6 years because I helped Teresa Horn with hers before I actually officially took over. So.
And Ashley was our chair last year. And our chair next year. Stephen Downs, I work for the city, deputy city manager, and been working with Summerfest for, I believe this will be my 4th year. So, love being a part of it. I like events. I enjoy kind of the energy that comes from them. My wife and I live right next to the fire booth, so
Yes,
as
yeah.
well.
Best parking spot.
We got the best parking spot for fireworks.
Oh, yeah, we can see it from our place too.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Drive home, sit in your front yard, and then go inside when it's over.
I'm Nate Black. I'm the Director of Communications for the Regional Hospital. And been doing the baby contest for the last 3 years. And I think it's gotten progressively better, and we enjoy it. It's fun. We have our nurses come and judge, and it's a good time. And I'm sad. I'm just telling mainly being here amongst all of you. Feeling sad that I'm not going to be as engaged here. I love the outreach stuff and be part of this group. It's good people. And, I'll still be around, so won't forget about me. Okay.
Bill Boyle, I'm over student marshals, hot dog and pie eating contest. I get to volunteer student people that participate in those every year.
When they were
Never again. Pie or hot dogs.
I did win, but I think it was because lack of competition. I could not defend the crown, and so I'm not going to try it again. One time and then walk out. And I haven't been able to do a banana cream pie since. I never could. So. Yeah.
Okay, I'm Kat Blyle. I am over VIP hospitality tent and the pancake breakfast Saturday morning, and I've been here, Kenneth says 5 years. So, yeah, lots of fun.
Awesome.
People of Faith, I work for the city with Stephen and do the website, communications, social media.
Everything.
Some have said everything.
The magazine.
Do you do the police communications?
No.
Oh, because that's really hilarious. Those are great. Yours are good, Pete.
They're good, but they're not.
No, they're all good. We just get a laugh.
No, they are. And this is my 7th Summerfest, so I'm hoping that this is the one.
So one.
Oh, going to.
One for the $1 million ping pong ball drop.
Jeremy Jameson, I'm with the police department. Technically, this will be my either 8th or 9th Summerfest working. Second on this board. The police, it's one of those things where everybody works. So unless you have a vacation that's going to be, everybody works. So my job is the coordination for the parade route, just the security aspect, and obviously the park security.
Charlene Crozier, I'm with the library. We provide staff support for the Arts Council, so we do some programming on the stage and general stuff in the stage area.
I'm Kenna Matthews. I'm the Community Services Manager here at the City of Orem. This is my 10th year, I think, being involved on this committee. as a volunteer and now as a staff member, I'm in charge of sponsorships and VIP stuff and things like that, so,
Also a former chair, which
Yes.
before her time in the city.
yes.
Tim Dawson, I'm park staff. I take care of the park. What happens there, I know about it.
He is Summerfest.
He is.
Mr. Summer.
I'm Reed Price. I am also staff liaison to the committee. My primary responsibilities are the budget, and then I work closely with Tim and Jim on park stuff, but they take the lead. I too was one of a committee member years ago, back with Debbie when she was on the parade in Kenna. So it's a little taste of both sides of the Summerfest planning.
I'm Jill Winder. I'm with Orem City. I've been with Summerfest 24 years. So it's fun.
I'm Laura Bascom. I'm support staff to help you find volunteers.
Trevor Bell, also support staff, purchasing on stuff.
Okay. So approval of the July 2021 meeting minutes. So
Does anybody
I'll
ask
make
for
a
a
motion.
motion? There you go.
I'll second it.
okay.
Now, who did that for Leaf Apple?
I did.
Your
I-
first,
Ashley
Liz
made the motion.
and you seconded it?
Liz.
Okay.
And we'll say all approved.
All approved?
I don't know.
Any opposed?
Any opposed? Okay. Any proposed changes to the events? We talked about if anybody wants to change up
Yeah,
what they're doing.
this was kind of just, so last time we had a meeting, we talked about how things went, if there's anything they wanted to do different, I think they wanted to consider. So the thought with this agenda item is just, is there any kind of proposed, kind of maybe more significant changes? This isn't one because we already did it last year, but perhaps, 2 years ago, we made a decision to change where we were going to stage the parade, right? So we just want to see if there's any kind of significant changes that people wanted to propose to their event that we should be planning for or scheduling different, or, because we had, in that example, we had to schedule these churches, parking lot, so it may be that there aren't really any significant changes being proposed, and that's totally fine, but we wanted to know if there were any on your events so that we can plan for them.
Shelley was not, or not Shelley, sorry. They were not scheduling Scales and Tails for all the days, but I think we should just go ahead and take advantage of it because it's not an extra cost and it helps spur activity at the stage, so.
Okay, so that's for, so Annie, Sally, you schedule Scales and Tails. So you're saying we have them there the entire time anyways?
Yeah,
can
we had to have someone drop out last year for a funeral and it took like 2 members of the band, so they had to drop out. And I was like, okay, I'll offer to pay Scales and Tails extra to fill the slot because it was like the day before Summerfest started.
Yep.
And they're like, no, it's no charge. And we offer it anyway, but we were trying to, let the Arts Council have more time. And we appreciate that, but I think it helps to offer it, to just go ahead and offer it, and then we'll just build around it with,
Okay.
with other things.
Yeah, great suggestion. So Scales and Tails looks like try to work them in every day, and we'll work around that because it is one of the highlights for sure. People.
Yeah, I mean, it just draws people over there,
Yep.
so sometimes they stay for what's next, or they don't. But
Yep.
I have a question on the face painting. That's like my Rankin's favorite thing, but were you talking about getting more or making it a little more limited or a little more limited design? Or I could say hire more.
So yeah, one of the discussions that came out of last time with Sally, and Sally's no longer here, was on Thursday when we offer the free face painting. It's just, the line is just really long, and a lot of kids don't stay in and finish out. They start bailing because of how long it is. There is face painting offered the rest of Summerfest, now granted for a fee. That one discussion was, do we do something similar that, like, for example, do we do Airbrush Tattoo? You can fly through those really quick and have more kids have an opportunity. face painting, kids get a cool experience, but less kids get that experience, right? And we are offering face painting throughout the rest of Summerfest for a fee. So that was just one idea that came up, not a concrete one. Do we do something that just can burn through a line a lot faster than face painting? Because that isn't the fastest service.
So what about the tattoo? I mean, I've never, I know what that is, but.
We have an Airbrush Tattoo offered on the Friday and Saturday. They do.
Oh, they do have one offer too, okay.
We do have one in our, we only have one, and she comes every single year, and she always has a line.
She does too.
So it's very popular. It's very popular. And you're right, it is master.
Because you essentially put a stencil, you just put a stencil where it's going to be, and they just spray
And
it.
spray the airbrush on, and if you want a little
Well, I'm
bit
really,
glitter,
I
they
think
can
we
sprinkle
should
glitter
do
on it.
multiple. I think we should do face painters and
Yeah.
tattoos. I mean, it's so popular and it's just so fun. And not, I mean, I can afford to get my grandkids face painted, but not everyone can.
It's expensive.
It's like
Really
$10 to
Yeah.
get a little thing.
Do you know
I
what
still like
vendors
doing-
you're using for the face painters? Because there are a couple of them that are wicked fast. We've been to a few different events this
Yeah,
year.
I mean, ours are fast.
Yeah.
Ours are fast.
The line's
but
just really, really long.
they're- Yeah,
Yeah.
they're just, and sometimes we are doing a little bit too detailed
On the free day.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the other
Yeah.
kind of thing as well is,
Make it a simple, like,
Yeah.
here's
Here's
five
a flower,
designs you
here's
can
a
pick
heart,
from these
here's a-
five.
Do
Right, there you
those
go.
same
We've tried
artists
that
that
idea.
do the free one, do they
We've
have
tried
a
that.
boutique that they get
Yes.
to over there?
That, the same one came this year.
Okay.
So the same one came on
So that,
Thursday.
so
to
we
do
can
free.
like tell them, okay, on your free, when it's the free day, do not, because they always do.
Yeah,
It's
always.
so
Yeah.
detailed and adorable,
Right.
and to the very last 4 kids, and then they get like a smear.
Yeah, just do the quick ones then.
yeah, on the free. That'd
do like a quarter face or something.
Yeah, it's just like on the eye.
I think she changed vendors this year because of COVID.
We did.
Because the other vendor's quicker, I think is quicker.
Oh, really?
The vendor we use
I don't know
for all
who
the,
the free one was in previous years.
yeah, the other one, I mean, they seem to be quicker than this group and they seem to do less. I mean, you could get them to do less because that's the vendor I used when I did kids crafts.
Yeah.
My brain's not working on
Do you
who
want to
that might
email
be.
whoever it is and we can?
Just how to, Sally said she would help you.
Yeah, so Andy, we'll get you in touch with Sally, who
Yeah.
can help, get you in touch with them. And then, yeah, maybe that's what we look at is very limited on the free day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then if they can do their more detailed.
I like that. Like a
Exactly,
heart or a
exactly,
flower or a.
exactly.
Yeah, so like fine choices, so like.
Yeah, yeah. I think so too.
You guys had any like balloon artists out or anything?
We do
Because I
have
can do
those
that
too,
really
yeah.
fast.
Yep, those are fun.
My only suggestion is having more stuff for the free days, because most people came and they're just like, is there anything to do? And we've had this in the past, and I think we brought it up last meeting, but it's kind of an expensive event if you want. Like coming to the park, riding a ride, I mean, they're $2 to $3 per ride per kid on not the family day. And so just that and like the face painting and everything, there's not anything that's free really, except some of the shows, I guess, the scales and tails if we have it on that day. But I would just suggest maybe, even if it's like simple, like color a page or something that they can do for free on those other days.
So
I
there's
think
those
that's-
like booths that line the sidewalk, that are like the city booths or whatever. Could they be used on the free day by other people? Like I'm thinking like the Hope Squad, they could probably use one of those booths for something. Some, I don't know, children's version of suicide awareness, you know? And I'm sure there's other people and things too.
Yeah,
They could just use the
that's a
booths,
good
they're just
idea.
saying they're empty on free day, so they can be used.
Yeah.
I know the library is right here, but do they come out and have a library trailer or truck or anything?
We have in the past, but it's also our summer reading, like the start of summer reading, and it's kind of a crush on the staff, so I can
We do
put
it
something
with
out by me,
volunteers?
but it's probably not gonna be super robust. We just don't have people to run both events, because that's our big week of the year, is
Yeah.
the first week of summer reading. It's like going to the gym, everyone's like, we're gonna do it this year.
Everyone.
Well, hopefully Home Depot will be back.
And, yeah, Home Depot is out for, and they used to do big kids crafts kind of building things. So, but we can look at some options for that.
I know there were a lot of kids that were playing the cornhole game, like
Yeah.
last year.
I mean, I think the
Could
only
make
thing
more of
at
those.
one point was the wiggy wash, and that was fun. I mean, they went through 1,000
can help
times,
with
you know, but that was about it.
The line.
And then that was our like #1 question in the information.
Okay.
Like, 10.
Okay.
Like, hey, is there anything to do for free? And I'm like, ooh,
Okay, Wiggy Wash set up a cute little thing too that the kids were really enjoying.
Yeah, so
And-
I think just maybe
No, that's a really good.
bulk that up a smidge so people can have an option. Like, we want people packed in that park, we do.
Yeah, I know you did like ice cream at the mall and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Is that something we could do maybe at the park instead or in addition?
So at the park where there's the food vendors paying to be there, it becomes,
Yeah.
giving away the free stuff becomes more challenging. So you try to do
No.
those on the other night.
Or like, could they do a buy one, get one or some kind of a,
But I think, yeah, I think these are things we
Discount
can
thing.
definitely
Yeah.
consider for sure.
A lot of the communities have candy, like, police and fire always have it.
Yeah,
Those,
yeah.
the communities aren't there on Thursday.
Oh, Thursday.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, it's good for the other days, but on Thursday,
Yeah, so, yeah, the
They aren't
specifically,
there.
there aren't all the boutiques aren't there
the
yet.
boutiques aren't there, so
So-
it's kind of empty a little bit.
that's true, it is.
So there's
Like,
space to
mainly
do
just-
stuff.
Right, right, right.
Yeah.
Did a ton of rides,
It's
but,
mainly just the rides and the food trucks.
yeah.
Could you reach out to some of the elementary schools and like see if you can borrow some of their Nine Square and have like a community, like where the boutiques go, like a big giant nine, like different Nine Square set up and have like.
Are there other
some
carnival
of them, you
games?
know?
Yeah, she mentioned
Since,
cornhole,
you know,
like
all the theme park
Yeah.
games,
some of their,
It goes all dead, right? So what if,
Yeah.
but then if you borrow, we're gonna have to return, so that's.
Yeah.
Don't we have Night Square?
We also,
Well, you want
Ryan,
one.
yeah,
If
Ryan
you want
Clark
one,
has
then
at
you're
schools,
lying again.
but they, I don't
Yeah.
think they don't think they
Well, let's-
lasted a long period of
Yeah.
time.
But there's just that big space and it
Yeah,
can
yeah.
be used.
I was actually looking through American Forks, and I kept it, because I was like, there's actually a lot of fun ideas in here. I mean, they had a day in the park where it was just like, you know, like bubbles, you know, the bubble,
Oh, the
like
bubble
foam
thing.
all over the ground,
Oh,
like,
all
just
over the
something
grass.
like, just fun, something that's cheap and easy.
We had
Yeah.
that once.
Yeah.
But fun.
We had it at
National Night Out.
Oh,
How,
okay.
how was cleanup?
Cleanup was fine, I mean, it's
Not bad.
dissolves eventually. Wiggy Wash was actually pretty, one year they came and they had like their own little, the kids could go through like their own little car wash.
Yeah,
we
they
had
did that
that.
last year and they loved it.
Then they had phones, so it was kind of a combination.
Yeah,
Okay.
like just something fun to use.
It is hot, so
The phone would
something
be so
wet,
fun in that big
cold would
building.
be fun.
Like
The
even
phone,
during the day.
I know we
Yeah.
can rent it and it's not that expensive.
No, there's
So-
just a lot of things that, I'm gonna bring it next time, I thought I put it in my book, but I didn't.
My only concern with the phone is if we're doing it out in the big field and we have all these people walking around in the foam and stuff like that.
You gotta have it
It's gonna be
barricaded.
really muddy, really fast.
You can barricade it with hay bales and stuff, like that's the easiest. Keep it contained.
So one option, because we talked about, this comes up every year too, actually, is this business showcase component. that we put away from- Is, I wonder, we talked about on Wednesday night, like at the car show saying, hey, you can come there, bring your tab, bring your stuff, but you've gotta bring a kid's game to play on Wednesday. But that could also be Thursday night.
Ladies come over there too.
Come over to. So when, and just come, but you've gotta bring a kid's game
Have
to
the
play.
vendors bring something?
And
Yeah,
then,
that'd be
and
fun.
they're supplying the entertainment, they're gonna supply the candy and all the,
Can we set up a Thursday sign up or something for a business?
Yeah, for Wednesday, Thursday, because then that's pretty good value, honestly.
yeah, Wednesday, Thursday, they get to come, bring their games.
Yeah.
And
So
it
that's
doesn't-
free. And they gotta bring self-contained, right? They gotta be able to bring it all in
Right.
and haul it all out.
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
Not Wednesday.
Because then that.
That's the barbecue.
Wednesday at the barbecue.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
no,
Why
not more people. Not more things to manage.
Well, we're trying to think of more kid stuff to do.
I know, yeah, but I would, they don't wanna be there, they wanna be in the big,
Well,
you
they
know,
get that.
businesses, they wanna be in the big park.
Well, they get that chance on Thursday, because they get.
Right.
But yeah,
Wednesday and
but when we used, they didn't like the Sarah Park, but the Sarah Park used to be completely dead. And
That's
this
true.
event's not dead.
Yeah.
We can talk to them and.
Yeah, no, we could work
We
it
can
out. I
explore
was
it.
just
We-
like, oh.
We can explore it.
You're like, no, we don't.
I don't like the business showcase.
So, speaking of the family things, so good news, bad news. Good news is, so many of you know our carnival company is being investigated for human trafficking. Company we've used for
Oh.
quite alleged.
That's a shock.
That's bad.
Don't say that.
Alleged.
Alleged, sorry, yes, good clarification, alleged. It's still in progress, so we've been searching for a new carnival company. The good news is we did find one, another company that really hasn't been in the market before. They do a lot in California. They did the Weber County Fair. They've done a couple other things. So that's good news. The bad news is apparently when you pay your employees, it's not as cheap as as it was when essentially they weren't getting paid. So it's not, they're not willing to do it as cheap as the other one. The tickets are, it's gonna be significantly more expensive for a carnival.
Is that expensive on our end or on the consumer?
Consumers, yeah, we don't pay anything. They give us a revenue share actually, but yeah, so they're talking about, I'm trying to remember, Trevor, and we haven't signed a contract with them, so there's still some negotiations that can happen on like, if we give up part of our commission, what can they use for tickets, things like that. But where it used to be like 1, 2, and 3 tickets, they're talking like 3, 4, 5, or even 4, 5, 6.
But they offer an all-day wristband as well.
They offer an all-day wristband. It is a much better product. I mean, it's newer rides, things like that. But for them to make it worth hauling all their stuff to California, and they pay like, we know the term prevailing wages, but they pay a very good wage to all of their people that are up here that they're working with. They do bring a lot, like all these companies, they bring people from other countries in for labor for the summer, but then they pay prevailing wages. So these employees are getting paid well to be there.
So is that something that we will like be in on, or is that kind of like?
No, I think we can definitely have some conversation about, you know, what, we're not going to be able to get back to the 1 and 2 ticket days anymore.
Yeah.
But is 3, 4, 5 acceptable versus 1?
People go to the state fair, right? And the state fairs are not cheap. You know?
Yeah.
So it's like, it's probably going to be a little bit less than going to your Utah State Fair.
And I think it depends on quality, because if the quality's better, then it's not as bad. But like most of the rides they rode my kids rode last year, it was kind of like, well, it's not even like moving.
Yeah. So there's a few things that make this one cool. One is you buy everything through an app. Any money you spend on tickets can also be used for food. So you're not out like.
That's great.
Yeah. So you're purchasing things that, okay, the rides are long. We have spent this money. Well, let's just go get a funnel cake instead with it. So
see, that right there would probably be the selling point, because people get so frustrated they can't use their tickets.
yes. So that kind of becomes taken off the table.
Definitely.
The rides are nicer. It's
Can we
just
get some numbers though?
The wristband number would be kind of.
There's live time, there's actual live feed of how many rides are being used at that time. You can look it up on your phone, they said you can see how many rides are being used, what's the most popular ride, how much money's being made at that time frame.
I would say for us, not for the
All
public.
kinds of factors like that.
It's something though, like with the app, you go to center line, you can go, okay, I need 6 tickets on a person like that,
Yes.
just go buy them all. So you're not gonna have extra.
Everything's electronic, there's nothing in your hand besides maybe a card. Was there a card you could buy?
Is there any pre-show discounts then? There's not any
Sorry, say that again.
pre-show, no, like we sell tickets ahead of time.
Yep, there's still
So
options.
Vanessa's got a point. What about the cost of the wristband? How much are we, is it worth it?
$30 a day per person.
I mean, on the day, when we were doing the single ticket day, we probably spent like $40. But I had 3 kids, so I mean, but I also had just little kids that were doing kiddie rides. So is there a difference, like adult rides, kiddie rides?
Yeah,
you
those
know,
would be like your lower ticketed rides.
Right, the kiddie rides, you don't need it all day, because your kids are gonna last 1.5 hours maybe. So I think as long as we can kind of balance that out.
Yeah. So we'll enter into negotiations. I think that we'll try to balance based on the feedback is how low can we get the tickets, and then potentially having to give up some, which I think we're trying to do, giving up some of our revenue share in order to bring that down as much as we can. But there is obviously a good point where they say we can't do it for less than that. It's just not.
I think you really should keep your family there.
What's that?
How much are they saying it is per ticket?
I think it's $1 per ticket still. Yeah. And then it's just more tickets per
But
ride.
just more tickets per ride.
That's how they do it.
And they have multiple carnivals going, so next year you'll get different rides. And they rotate their
So it's
equipment
not
rotating.
just the same ride.
They'll be
Oh,
getting,
that's
like, they
nice.
have a percentage of new rides they get each year and they rotate them, and so this year's carnival will be the same as next year's.
What about number of rides versus the number of rides we had last year?
20, we're bringing 20 rides in.
How many did we have last year?
18 last year, they brought everything last year. The year before that, we only had 12.
Okay.
If you buy tickets one day, you can use it a different day.
Yep.
It's not expensive.
The wristband is the only exception to that, but
That would be
tickets.
expensive. That's nice. Yeah.
I will say we were definitely dealing. This is a company that. And then all those like your tickets or whatever you purchase, you can also use for like the games, like, there's all those games.
Yeah.
So essentially, that money applies to everything
Yeah,
there,
That's what-
minus the food vendors that we're bringing in separate.
But the food
I
that's
like
in the
that.
carnival and the games in
It's
the
all
carnival
of
and the rides in the carnival, it's all in that one app.
It's all
Oh,
one.
that's cool.
Were you saying that you were then not able to do a discount day or some kind of a family day?
So yeah, we haven't really gotten into that level of detail, 'cause they just submitted a proposal.
Yeah.
And it was, keep in mind, this is the only other option we have.
Unless we want to move the
Unless you
date.
find-
Unless we move the dates. Unless we move the dates. But that becomes, that does have a different set of challenges, because we're talking about baseball fields, baseball leagues going on. So, our preference would be to not, so we'll keep you posted, and we can email about it. We'll try to drive down the tickets as much. However, I will say this, you get too cheap and then the experience changes too, because now the lines get significantly longer.
Yeah.
We had people say like, hey, where's the $20 per ride day? Because there's not gonna be anybody there. I'm willing to pay. I just want to get on the rides,
I will say I've always worried about the quality, and let's be honest, your kids got stuck on the Ferris wheel.
They did.
And so I've always thought that thing could work down. So if we can improve the quality and the safety, I personally, as a city council, would feel much better. So I'm all for the new.
Yeah, okay, so we'll keep you posted. I learned a lot about that, my kids that day, they got stuck in the Ferris wheel.
Oh my gosh.
It broke, no, I was sitting there, and my son, who's 9, is tears, and my little girl, who's 6, is
Oh my
smiling
gosh.
pictures of it. One of them loves the thrill, the other one does not.
Sorry, what were the dates we're looking at?
So, 9, 10, 11 are the carnival days. Thursday, that's the Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Is it just the second weekend in June?
Yeah, second full weekend.
Second full week, yeah.
Okay, anything else? So we talked about scales and tails.
I have one question on the scales and tails. Is it possible to flip the opening to the other side? Only because
It clogs up that walkway.
It does.
nobody's ever in that walkway, and my boutique right there on the corner, those ones say the foot traffic's nobody. Like it is a dead zone. It's dark at night, no lights, nothing, and there's no foot traffic over there.
So facing
And
the
they
field.
want the foot traffic over there because they want
But we flip the scales and tails around,
just
so
to
then.
the door facing
Uh-huh.
into the boutique.
I offered them a door on both sides, they didn't want it.
Well, can we flip it one to the
I
other
can always,
floor?
I always do something like that, have it available for sure.
Yeah, I just a thought, cause like, those are premium spots, for my boutiques, and they really got not a lot of foot traffic over there at all.
Okay.
Just a
I
thought.
think having it open on the other side and having that sidewalk clear would be awesome.
Yeah.
Because we could get my daughter's wheelchair through very easily last year.
Yeah, it's kind of bogged up a little bit
Because
because
it's
people
all
see it
that's
and
locked
then-
up right there, so if we could flip it. and
Fantastic,
have the
let's
door
log
on
it
the
right by
other
my
side.
boutiques.
That would be
They'll be
awesome.
happy. Yep. Okay, that's my
Kind of
thought
like
on
a
that.
key, you can't get out.
Right?
Solve riddles and then you get out. Okay, any more changes you want to discuss? Nope. All
I
right.
actually do, I'm sorry. One more. I'm
Okay.
sorry. I'm really talking. This is more for Pete. Do you think, couple different thoughts, and this can be for everybody too. On boutiques, do we want to do another premium border? It was very successful last year, but then there were some that were like, oh, did I really feel like that was premium? My other thought was having some sort of way that they can click on a spot and pay for it right then, and that's their spot, and there's prices on them.
Oh, yeah.
Because then they can't complain to me where I put them.
They showed it, yeah.
Question with that, Ashley, though,
Yeah.
will you maybe get some that like go get your jewelry and jewelry back and they don't like that?
I agree with you, but is there a way to put on like what type of
Whose it
business
is.
is on there? Because if they choose and they see, oh, there's a jewelry right here, oh, but I still want that spot.
Just remind me of
We'll look to see their software.
It's always our next cover.
There would be a way to do it.
True.
But you have to constantly be updating it though. And that would be hard.
I mean, it would.
I like the idea of them just like, them picking their spot and paying for it and then.
Right then.
We'll market it.
That we're not chasing their money, that we're not chasing
Just
them
put
down.
just put a side list on it saying who's in that spot.
Yeah.
So that way it's.
Yeah.
Let me look into it, but that's
Okay.
great, I think it's a good idea.
Okay.
Slot 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, and then we can put the prices, like, because some of the inner ones, I mean, it's a corner on every one, which people love. The boutiques love that everybody has a corner. But at the same time, they're like, oh, but she, and we had so many, not so many, just a few tears last year. It was a little too much, but, so if they pick it and say, gosh, I really want a face paint right here, then they can.
But how does that work with the approval? You approve them, say you're
Yes,
in?
yes.
And then go in
And
and
that's
do
what
your
I don't know. Like, I was playing with this in my mind today, going, okay, do we start accepting people? And then I email them all and say, at this time, this day, this is when the map opens to pick your spot. If you want to pick it, be on at that time. If not, if you don't care, then.
Maybe first come, first served.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Did
So-
you say the lighting's bad, or were you guys lighting the boutique
Oh, no.
areas?
So they like their own.
Okay.
So if they're
It's
not
get dark
close to
outside.
a
I
lamp
know.
or something.
Have you seen the night market here? How they have it lit? Have you tried? They string like Edison bulbs down the market. Oh, it's happening right now, or we could be there.
Yeah, the
But
Wednesday
they
night.
string it around so that even at sunset, there's still light. There's
Yeah.
ambient light down around the
There's plenty of light.
No, there really is.
They light
It's
it
just
up
like-
really well.
I
They
feel like it's
do.
just in that
Yeah,
little
it's
corner
nice.
behind the scales. Okay, really got a yeah. So I don't think it's,
Inside this, we might-
because I do agree, I think it is lit up
They're-
pretty well,
they're right.
Okay.
the whole park.
Yeah.
I don't know, just thoughts. Yes, did someone say something?
Yeah, I had my hand up, but I'll circle back with Pete after,
Cool.
later.
Okay. I like that, I'm done for now.
Okay. Thanks, Ashley. Okay, theme and grand marshal discussion. Has anybody come up with any ideas for a theme for this year?
There is a sheet, everybody should have a sheet with former grand marshals, so we know who we're.
I saw a lack of like first responders, everyday heroes. And I know maybe it's a little cliche with COVID, but I feel like we really need to respect those people and highlight them and showcase them. And they're pretty amazing.
Did they do that parade for the first responders just during COVID? We did a.
During 2020.
Yeah, during 2020, we did a parade honoring first
Cool.
responders and stuff.
We also have healthcare workers who are getting, in the words of my daughter who's a traveling nurse, she goes, Mom, it's a blank show. You filled out the essay, Don. So you show and how poorly they're getting treated by people who are not vaccinated and don't have COVID.
It's very divisive.
It's very interesting. What I'm saying is, there's no reason to be mean, and these people are on the front line. So I don't know. I think you can never do enough for first responders or
Maybe
healthcare.
even at the least, the discount can be for them, for their families. If you can't get it for everybody. Yeah, it is.
We use the themes. I know we got a great theme on it. I don't know how it really, maybe it's in the magazine and
Do you see a lot of
some of
it?
the marketing materials, right?
It's our
Yeah,
flow.
we
It's our
definitely
flow.
don't really tie it in. Yeah, we have the
We have a
flow
flow.
magazine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I would say we don't really like integrate it into everything we do, like some of those big events.
Is there anything special in 2022 in Orem? Is it a 103rd
Obscure
I think
year,
that we
yeah.
were kind of thrown around as an
Any
idea. It's Great Women of Orem. So, like, Noelle Picus Case is from Orem.
So she was the grand marshal in 2010.
Oh, she was?
Yeah. We saw that after.
Yep.
I missed that one. Jimmer? Wow, missed that one.
So speaking of women and going on with the heroes, I actually went to school with Elizabeth Smart. I could probably get a dialogue with her. That would be someone we might be interested in. We went to BYU together. She's a sweetheart. But if we kind of went with a theme like that, like empowering heroes daily, every day.
Does she like, is she public about her stories still?
Yes.
She is,
Very
okay.
much. Yeah. But she also has opened like a self-defense kind of is involved with some, I don't know, is it a trust? Well, it's not a trust, but it's like a foundation. Yeah. Possibly another thing.
Revisit it.
I'm sure there's tons of other ideas. I'm just throwing that out there.
Well, we meet again in January, now we can communicate offline. Sometimes with people that we think of here, the scheduling is just becomes an issue. So that's,
Yeah.
the only reason for the quick move on it is making sure that it's
That we
available
can
in their
get the
account.
person. Oh,
Oh.
person. I was thinking things.
Oh.
I got,
So for like the Grand Marshal, is it mostly for the parade or are there other things throughout the week?
They go to other events.
Yeah, so usually you'll come to we do like a dinner the weekend before Summerfest starts, just for the first time this year, we did it in the library hall. They'll usually speak there, be honored at this dinner. And then they usually, well, then there's the parade. And what about the rest of the week? Did Governor Herbert come to the kickoff?
He did.
And he spoke there, yeah, that's right. So,
Okay.
yeah, so.
So there's quite a few things, yeah.
And
Yeah,
the
I mean,
air
they're
issues in
invited to
library hall.
everything. Yeah.
What's that?
And the air issues in library hall have been worked out.
Awesome. Can you just reserve that
It
Saturday?
turned out great last year.
It did, it was
It was blazing hot.
You know, we're quite diversity, so the word united keeps coming to my mind, like it's something about united and.
Unity. That's what I just said.
Yeah, unity. I don't know, I think we
Unity after.
I just feel like that would be a good thing.
I feel like we're all united.
Don't use the
Yeah.
word build.
That would be
That's a dirty word, kid.
I'm gonna have to leave soon, but you guys, you're on the right track, whatever you're.
So unity, yes.
That's the event that last
Unity
year.
or, be united or,
I agree.
let's be, I mean, we have far more in common than we have.
So maybe staying away from political anybody
Yeah, we don't have
or
to-
anything.
But
Yes.
but I
It
do
might
like
be a good
that.
idea.
I like the idea of honoring maybe some great, like, heroes, and people that united things and brought things together. I don't know. I like it. And if I don't see you guys in January, because I don't get the assignment, thank you for all of you. You're amazing.
Yeah, because she is a really united.
And I've,
Anybody that comes to mind and when you think of a unity theme, like is there anybody that you think of that?
well, why not someone like Elizabeth Spartan?
Yeah.
Some other public figure.
I know we've had a couple female mayors. Is Stella still around?
Yeah, she's been a Grand Marshal before. We thought.
Oh, she has?
She would have been good.
People like Karen McCandless, who's been
Oh,
councilman.
yeah. He just said that.
Who's, she's also now with the community action. These are people who unite, bring together people, solve problems. I just like the idea of
And
taking
Karen could be good
circumstances.
also because, Utopia finishing up, she was like instrumental in the beginning.
Yeah, Mary Street would be good with that.
Yeah.
And she loves the fireworks.
Yeah, she's been a sponsor.
And she's a fireworks sponsor
Yeah.
now for the next 5 years or
Oh,
whatever
is
she
that?
promised me. Karen. Fireworks are really good.
That's awesome.
I love the
By the way.
fireworks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think any of those would be really good. I think any of those.
But I like what you said, how you like pull the theme or the person along through
Yeah.
Yeah.
the events. I like that.
I was thinking about, what's his name? Drawing a blank, the guy that runs the Sarah.
Adam?
Adam Roberts. Adam Roberts. He's done a lot over the years for to keep that going.
Grand Marshal.
Yeah, the Sarah.
Pretty good,
Pretty
okay.
neat. We've done organizations before.
Hmm.
We did the jazz band and the dancers. I don't know why that just killed me.
They were in the finals.
They did. It's just I don't.
Well, the Jazz were in the finals that year, right? 98.
Oh, that's
That
probably
was a really
what it
good
was.
year.
That
It's
is
funny though when you just look back. Right?
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
The-
You're right.
This guy's
They
doing all
probably
that
tried
hip
every
stuff
player.
really
No
good.
one's there. Buddy Hit Carl, jazz band.
They became the point.
I mean, the Sierra.
It's been around 21.
Oh, the Hell Sarah, Sierra and the Sierra.
Oh, Wayne and Sarah, they're there.
All together.
Yeah.
But they have, they're really established. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right, that's right.
I like the organization, Underground Railroad. I don't know how we would
Oh.
incorporate that, but that could be something, like, try not to be political, but, like something to unify, like working together with that organization. I like them a lot.
Yeah.
Underground, yeah, Operation Underground Railroad.
I
Yeah.
feel like their stock has fallen.
They're what?
Their stock has fallen. I don't think they're held in such high esteem as they used to be.
Something happened.
I would agree.
Well, it's become kind of, I don't know what you say. Like, there's this big story that came out about how they were basically taking rich people on these fake stings, like give them an experience and secure donations.
I did not hear about that.
And-
It's a little political.
It's a little
Okay, okay, then scratch that idea. JK.
Just until that kind of clears up, I think it goes on.
There's lots of like local organizations like
Right.
I don't know this area yet, but that are like focused on sex trafficking and domestic violence prevention though.
Yeah.
If that's something we're interested in bringing awareness to.
I think that could kind of go into the everyday help
Yeah,
and
if we're,
heroes.
I mean, if we're talking like unifying or united, like Centro Hispano, I mean, they're Provo, but they, I mean, they serve, you know, they brought, they're bringing people together. The diversity thing at UVU that you're involved with, what's it called?
On my 7th day of working.
Yeah.
The ethics community. Oh yeah, the project, the apostate project.
Or whatever you've been involved with over there. Multicultural Center, like Kyle Reyes, those guys over there.
Yeah.
UVU.
Would it be, maybe the theme was something in Spanish?
I don't think that'd be a problem.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I don't speak Spanish, so.
I don't know what, I think we just passed the 20% mark in our community.
That's crazy.
Which is a significant part of our community for sure.
I know that this event pulls from not just the city of Orem.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people come from multiple other cities also.
Mhm.
So, yes, the city of Orem might be 20%, but like, you gotta
Community.
the community in general is probably more than 20%.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. I think
So
That'd be huge. That's local.
Arguably one of the
Together or
best.
something like that.
In a lot of ways.
That's
They
cool.
do. But
St.
St.
Francis.
Francis,
I like that.
you know, the priest is
That one's
not
fantastic.
easy to go.
Oh, is he not?
Not the new one.
I really like the idea of carrying the canvas. That sounded good.
She'd love it if she'll do it. Should ask me, would you do the grant? I'm talking to her right now.
But I mean, you could
About
also,
blueberries.
you could also get her into
Other women.
Not a good
Next
time.
non-election.
Well, what if you did something like a Karen McCandless, and then you think about uniting people together, and people in the community that have united people together. So maybe, like the St. Francis Church, they're a uniting body. The different types of people are bringing people together, and making people feel part of a community or something.
Yeah. I like the theme United Together.
Yeah. What if we did there's like that interfaith organization is kind of intended to do that, right?
Yeah, Utah Valley Interfaith
Utah Valley
Association.
Interfaith Association.
And Karen's the chair of that, right?
Oh, she is?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
That'd be a good,
Yeah,
that'd be a good group to honor though.
Do they have like an
What?
interfaith choir or other things?
We have an
interfaith
interfaith group could be a good group to honor. I mean, it's,
Oh, yeah.
it's pretty active, inclusive. It's been that way for years and
Yep.
years.
Yeah, and then there is an interfaith choir. Yeah, maybe it's been a little slow this year with COVID, but.
They could probably perform that Saturday night
Yeah, definitely, they would. I mean,
at the library hall.
my really good friend is the choir director, so. Cool.
Who's that?
Dave Lewis.
That would mean the United. We could then hash up like what the theme specifically is, but something along that line.
Yeah, or we could bring United Way too. I mean, as part of that.
Yeah.
Idea. I like where this is headed.
Just build it right now.
The unity thing.
That thing's so divisive now.
Yeah.
Sad for Summerfest. Fix the problem.
Summer 2022. I said this was the one.
This is the one.
This is the one.
This is the one.
Should we move it up because it's a timely issue right now?
Let's do it tomorrow.
So again, not having maybe the theme, we can, and people can still kind of maybe this is, because Ashley asked for some time to kind of think on this a little bit. Maybe the thinking is, if we all agree on the unity type theme, maybe then we can submit over the next month just some thoughts, quotes in that arena.
Yeah, especially
Yeah.
stage.
Is everybody good with that?
Maybe we need to run it by Heather too, just to make sure it's good.
Heather Schriever.
Yeah.
With faith.
No,
With
not
faith.
unity, just interfaith representation.
Okay.
Just double check.
Yeah, that's probably double check. And then
Sure,
if
it's
she's
fine.
good, then the Utah Valley Interfaith, what's it called?
Utah Valley Interfaith Association.
Yeah. And that really can encompass a lot of people and things, right?
Right.
For sure.
Because there's, I mean, so it went from the Utah Valley Ministerial Association several years ago. So it would include some nonprofits. It would include other chaplain, people that are in different areas,
Yep.
even hospital chaplains or whatever.
Which Karen is a hospital.
Yeah.
Yes, she is. Yeah, the only exception to doing it twice are Orem governors. Governors from Orem. And they have to be 16 years apart. We didn't know that last year. Okay. So, I don't know exactly who we make the invitation to. If we did the Utah Valley Interfaith Association.
So Karen's the chair right now, but Carla Long from the Community of Christ Church will be the new chair starting in January.
Community of Christ, where's that?
So it used to be in Orem, but they're not. I think they're now using St. Mary's in Provo. Is their church.
Is the community, the ones,
There was on
the
the
RLD, the former
yeah,
RLD?
the,
Okay, yeah, I can picture
yeah.
the old building. Okay. That'll be the new chair.
She'll be the new chair.
Okay.
So would it just be that?
I'm not ready on the floor.
Or would it be like multiple, I don't know, safety net services that we have in the community would be part of what we'd be highlighting? I'm just wondering if it's.
Yeah. If it has to be
Grand
faith
Marshal, but
specifically.
then we.
Yeah.
It might be a little hairy just sticking to religion. I mean, I know it's interfaith, but.
Yeah.
Well, and the other thing then, at that point, what we could maybe do is on that Wednesday or that Thursday, we could have resource booths, come and do the, so we could ask the community actions, the family supports and treatment centers and stuff, maybe to come on that day and do games and stuff. So then it's it's those public servants.
Plus, the things what Liz was saying was using those community tables that aren't used on Thursday night for, I think she said like the Hope Squad and other things
Yeah, so
like
those
that.
are like those kind of
They can
things.
use those tables on Thursday night when you're trying to pack the park with people.
Yeah.
So those tables are not just sitting empty, but they're actually being used by
Yeah. Yeah. And I would say most of those organizations probably have like the pop-up tent table. So we would need more space. So we could honestly.
We,
Yeah.
all nonprofits too.
Yeah, exactly. Staple.
Say Thursday nights tonight, that none of the vendors are set up, right?
None of the boutiques,
So
yeah,
we
just
even
food.
throw them in through that area.
Yeah, we can put them in the middle, yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder. Yeah. And I wonder if we could, I don't know, there's not like one organization, I guess, other than United Way, but if you could do something where like a percentage of all the sales that night go to these organizations or something like that.
Maybe there's something more local to look it up.
Yeah. I mean, United Way kind of acts as that arm for many different nonprofits, where you donate through them and they kind of spread it out.
Well, they have the 211 app that
Yep.
everybody, contributes to.
So yeah, we didn't do the Utah Valley Interfaith Association specifically, because it isn't just a religion thing, right? This is about, all these organizations that essentially can unite and build, like help everybody improve their life.
Community building or.
Yeah, something like that.
I mean, if you wanted a face of all that, Bill Holterstrom is probably the face.
The United Way, United Way.
Yeah, I mean, at least as the person.
Yeah.
But then it's kind of that theme.
Yeah, so what if we honored the United Way of Utah County? under that umbrella of
Right.
all of these things really kind of.
Because most nonprofits touch United Way in some way. Either they're being funded, they're one of their tenants, because they have Everyday Strong, Everyday Learners, and Everyday Support.
Yeah.
And most of all the nonprofits in the community fall under one of those tenants.
I like United Way, I like that.
Is like Boys and Girls Club a part of that,
Yes.
or are they separate?
So they roll up to that too.
Okay.
And it's really, United is in their name, right?
Right, yeah.
So I think that would probably make it pretty easy to go along with that unity thing.
Well, you could even almost call it United Every Day
Yeah,
or something.
yeah.
United together.
Yeah,
You like
put it
that?
together.
I do too.
I like that.
I'm glad you brought that up, because we're not just focusing on just the faith component. While that can be a part of it,
For sure.
there's all these other organizations.
Right, we don't want to alienate anybody.
No.
Would Red Cross or anything like that be involved with, or do they ever come out to do a booth or anything?
I don't know
Or
if
have
we
we
ever
just
have.
had
I'm sure
like
they
the
will.
fire department
Yeah.
and PD? I mean, we can definitely,
Easily.
we have
It's just
lots
another
of connections.
community.
Yeah.
I mean, they were just involved on the day of service,
Okay.
Red Cross.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
like blood
I think
drives
we
and
can start
stuff.
lifting, you'd be
I mean, could we
surprised
do
at
like
how
a blood drive?
Yeah,
For
could we
part
set
of
up a
it?
blood
Yeah.
drive, like,
Is
you
there
know,
room
like
in that? Or like on a
truck?
Thursday if it's not as
Blood drive.
full?
a
Yeah.
blood drive truck?
Actually,
Maybe.
blood drive is part of Summerfest, probably wouldn't be the worst thing right now.
Well, I'm not sure you can take the blood, that's its own choice.
Yeah, you're serving a lot of
Just-
alcohol.
That is He's been looking to get jabbed in.
I think you can do a lot of great things, because there's a lot of great organizations.
And most of them probably have game type things they bring out with them.
Yeah, I mean, well,
Yes.
we, as a former director of a nonprofit,
Yeah.
it's kind of our thing.
Yeah.
I think that would be
A lot of
awesome. I
community
like that.
Okay. So that gives us time to still plan some of those details.
Yeah.
But United Way of Utah County.
Utah County.
And United something.
I like United Together, that could be, or something that says like community, yeah.
Forum United.
There's more power in
Forum
unity.
United.
Oh, I like that. That sounds like a soccer team.
Some soccer team named Forum United.
Oh, we could have.
We're being honored.
Our Summerfest shirts will be soccer jerseys.
I've actually.
That's important.
That would that would be fun.
That would be
Let's
fun.
say Orm.
Then we have Kyle Betterman be our grand marshal.
Yeah.
And then we could still have like the Interfaith Choir or other things out.
The choir could sing at what?
So I think this gives us enough, at least for tonight, to move forward. We can get the invitation extended to United Way, get that kind of locked up on dates. We can flesh out the theme, kind of with some submitting of ideas.
Would it,
Please.
would it still be appropriate then to involve first responders, maybe get a bigger presence from?
Yeah, I mean, they're
Fire
all,
department, police department?
they're there, yeah,
They're there already, right?
Yep.
Like maybe we can make it a little more robust in some ways.
Yeah. No, I think we could definitely include them in that.
And this might help with sponsors too.
Kind of service and get all of that,
They might like that.
yeah, that's true. It's a good thing to get around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. No, that'd be great.
I think that's awesome.
Okay. Well done.
Cool.
I know she stepped away, who was doing the parade, sorry, what was her name?
Liz.
Liz. Whoever set up the motorcycle cops last year was brilliant. Those were awesome. Like the interagency.
Oh, yeah.
But
yeah,
it wasn't just Orem PD, it was like, it was several.
It's cool. Yeah, in our police department, I think James said they kind of.
It was
work with those
awesome.
other- It's cool.
Yeah, it's,
Really hope they can do that
we
again.
do it for them too, so they come to help us and then we go to help them.
That way
It's
they get
great.
enough officers there to make an impact and be a presence.
We
Yeah.
only have 3 motor officers, so it'll be kind of a circle.
But it's great. I mean, you can tell they took the time to like, okay, let's do this.
Yeah.
Right, because you've already got the
But it
staff.
entertains the kids and the adults.
Yeah, no. If it's on 3 wheels, I will.
We'll get you a spider. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's cool.
No, they'll be there. So
That's
that's a
awesome.
staple that they look forward to, especially being able to show off their white shirts.
Super fun.
So be thinking that between now and a little while, I mean, probably guess, so we won't meet again until January. We won't meet through the holidays. Meet again in January, then we'll meet monthly. And if we determine the theme by January, that's plenty of time.
Yeah.
So we're thinking of potential themes that are kind of in this unity, united arena. And then in January, we'll come together, decide on that, and then we can start planning.
I think good that one like this.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Okay, so we're good to adjourn?
Yep.
Motion to adjourn.
So January 19th, next
Think
next
about that?
meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want out there? Bill?
So selfish.